All right, 1:30 this afternoon. Call came out, shots fired. That was called in by the Secret Service. Because we're in constant contact with them all the time, we were notified of that, and we had units here that immediately sealed off the area. Fortunately, we were able to locate a witness that came to us and said, hey, I saw the guy running out of the bushes. He jumped into a black Nissan, and I took a picture of the vehicle and the tag, which was great. So we had that information. Our real-time crime center put it out to the license plate readers. And we were able to get a hit on that vehicle on I-95 as it was headed into Martin County. We got a hold of Martin County Sheriff's Office, alerted them, and they spotted the vehicle and pulled it over and detained the guy. After that, we took the the witness that witnessed the incident, flew him up there, and he identified as the person that he saw running out of the bushes and jumped into the car. Now, in the bushes where this guy was is a AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro, which he was going to take pictures of. So those are being processed right now. The Secret Service agent that was on the course did a fantastic job. What they do is they have an agent that jumps one hole ahead of time to where the president was at. And he was able to spot this rifle barrel sticking out of the fence and immediately engage that individual, at which time the individual took off. So that's what we know about the investigation. We have somebody in custody right now that is a potential suspect. We got a little bit more work to do on it, but as we usually do, as soon as we decide that we're gonna book him into the county jail and the charges that he's gonna be booked into, we'll get those to you and we'll get a picture of him and we'll get you his background. So now I'm gonna turn it over to the representative of the Secret Service, and he's gonna make a brief statement.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I first want to thank all of our law enforcement partners, to include the Palm.
Hello, everybody. Live breaking news. If you're just joining us, there was a second assassination attempt on the president, former President Donald Trump of the United States of America. That's 2 in less than 2 months, and we have a suspect. I just played for you the press conference that the local Palm Beach authorities and law enforcement officials put on recently. You got the Secret Service there, the FBI there, which I don't really know if I trust them at all. But we actually now, I wanted to wait a little bit before I go live and talk about this, because now we have a suspect, and I'm going to share this with you right now. Their name, hold on a second, let me get this all set up. So, we have Ryan Wesley Routh. This is Ryan Wesley Routh. He lives in Hawaii, otherwise known as Ryan Routh. This is looks like an Instagram post or a Facebook post. It says there in the caption, in DC and Kiev to provide soldiers for the war effort. My first impression of this guy is he looks like he could be one of Matthew Thomas Crooks's mentors. He looks like a deranged lunatic. And so we have confirmation. You heard what the sheriff said. The sheriff said that there was a suspect who had a AK-47 with a scope surrounding the 5th hole of the golf course at Trump's golf course in Palm Beach, Florida. Officials believe the shots fired at Trump International Golf Club were intended for former President Donald Trump, according to news outlets. Trump posted this recently. I'm going to share this, which thank God, he posted this. But Trump posted this recently. It was let me get a little bit closer there for you. So Trump posted this saying essentially, and let me kind of just zoom in on this a little bit if I can. Let me actually open image in new tab here, and then I will share this. So Trump said, this was straight from Trump. after it went kind of live, there were gunshots in my vicinity, but rumors start spiraling out of control. I wanted you to hear this first. I am safe and well. Nothing will slow me down. I will never surrender. I will always love you for supporting me. Unity, peace, make America great again. May God bless you. That was the response from President Trump that just came out. And so they said that the guy had a scope essentially on a AK-47. I don't know how this guy got close to the I really don't know how this guy got close to the golf course. He got to the surrounding bushes. Here's another photo of the guy right here. This is Ryan Routh, Ryan Wesley Routh. And there's another post here that's kind of going viral. Let me just check this out right here. You guys might be able to see this. This was posted back in 2020. While you were my choice in 2106, which I'm assuming that means 2016, and the world hoped that President Trump would be different and better than the candidate, but we were all greatly disappointed, and it seems you are getting worse and devolving. Are you, and I can't say that word or else they'll flag the channel, but basically retarded, mentally challenged. I will be glad when you are gone. That's Ryan Routh. So this is major, major news. And the only question is now, was this guy acting alone? So you can see the sheriff holding up this image of what was aligned by the fence. You see a backpack, you see an AK-47. Apparently there was a scope. And then I'm going to also show you the image of the vehicle that was found, or at least law enforcement actually pursued this guy. So shots were fired, and then law enforcement pursued this guy. And I'm gonna share that with you in just a second. And essentially, here was the vehicle. Let me share this really quickly. So you can see here, this was the vehicle. So some suspect took a picture of this vehicle. It looks like a black Nissan, and he fled the scene. So Secret Service shot at Ryan Routh. Again, we have the suspect. Let me just put a new banner up here. So the suspect has been identified. And I think that's really, really important to note that this suspect has been identified. We know who the individual is. The individual is a gentleman by the name of Ryan Wesley Routh. So let me kind of, and here's another picture. I'm going to play for you this video really quickly because I think that this is interesting. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to share this video really quickly that gives a little bit more information as to what exactly happened and how this guy got. Ruth. Okay, Ruth. Routh. Well, obviously, the motive was to shoot him. I mean, what do you guys think? I want actually, you know what? We got such a smart, sophisticated audience. Before I tell you what I think, I would love to hear from you guys. What do you guys think is the motive? Oh, there was no audio? Oh, no. Oh, no. Really? I apologize. Hold on a second. Things are happening so fast. Oh, I apologize. There was no audio. Okay, I'll play that for you one more time. Sorry about that. Okay, let me play that for you one more time. Hold on. I apologize. Thank you. Thank you. Let me know if you can hear this now. Okay, let me know if you can. Let me know if you can actually hear this now. Okay. One second. Okay.
Came
Let me know
so
if you can
close,
hear
it
that.
seems. Hi, David.
Yeah, hey, Eric. Hey, Molly. We're told the suspect's name is Ryan Wesley Ruth, Routh. Not much more known about him at this time, except that he's the suspect currently in custody right now. Palm Beach Sheriff's Office says that he was taken into custody by the Martin County Sheriff's Office, just the county north of Palm Beach, was taken into custody after escaping the scene in his black SUV. According to the sheriff in Palm Beach, he did not make any sort of initial statement when he was taken into custody. They're expected to be releasing more details, a mugshot, whatnot later, but we're continuing to dig into who he is, who Ryan Ruth is, where he's from, his background. We're seeing a little bit online. We want to be careful and make sure we have all of the information correct before we present it to our loyal viewers. But we can tell you right now that his name is Ryan Wesley Ruth. Eric, Molly.
And we want to be careful with the information because we want to get it from authorities and not go into speculation. Any sense, though, from what you've been able to determine, what could have potentially been a motive yet? Or is it much too early, David, in terms of politics, in terms of background, the fact that the gunman allegedly had a GoPro to potentially shoot and film and
Sure.
video?
So hold on a second. I want to share. So remember, they said that there was a black SUV. So this is the black SUV that fled the scene. Ryan Ruth, I guess is his name, or Ruth. I don't know. Ryan Wesley Ruth. So somebody took a picture of his vehicle, saw him, fled the scene. I don't know how he got away. Did the Secret Service miss him? What have you? But apparently he is in custody. I'm keeping a tight eye on live feeds, and I'm going to bring that to you as soon as I know. But what you see on the screen right now is the black SUV that he fled the golf course. And if you remember the image I shared with you earlier, which was the image of the AK-47, there was a scope on it. You heard what the reporter there was talking about, that Ryan Ruth had also a GoPro camera with him, which leads one to believe, you don't have to be a genius, that he wanted to make himself famous. He wanted to live stream this perhaps on his GoPro. He wanted to record it. And I don't know if he thought he was going to try to get away with it and try to upload it online or wherever. I have no idea. It's hard to determine what goes on in a psychopath's head, but we're finding out some more information here. I want to share this right here, and I can't wait to get your comments. But here is a post from Ryan Ruth on May 4th, where it just almost seems incoherent. A post on Facebook: soldiers, we are working on getting invitation letters from Ukraine and a path, but soldiers must be able to apply for their own visas. And he goes on this rant. Pay for all travel expenses to get to Ukraine, cannot ask any questions at all. of Ukraine contacts. It will take 6 months to a year. I do not have time to respond. Send your passport and CV. I will respond to serious soldiers. So, was this guy trying to actually get a militia together to go to what in the world is happening here? Was he trying to go and get people together to go fight in Ukraine like actual American soldiers? And I have no idea what the looks like Arabic writing there. I have no idea what that's all about. Yeah, this is absolutely getting out of hand. Here's some more breaking news that we just find out. Ryan Wesley Routh was a Democrat, big shock there, who moved to Hawaii. He hated Donald Trump. He was working to raise money. Okay, this gives us a little bit more context. He was working to raise money and support for Ukraine and claimed the Jews stole Palestine. These are photos directly from his Facebook page. So this is really insane. You can see his picture there on the right underneath the American flag. International Volunteer Center. Civilians make change. So this guy obviously had way too much time on his hands. This guy obviously had a serious motive. He's got a student's map of Palestine that he posted on his Facebook page. This guy has all the makings of somebody who was definitely not right in the head. Again, there's his SUV right there that was pulled over, and apparently he is in custody right now. Here's a newly released photo. Let's see here. Here's a newly released photo of the suspect, Ryan Ruth, right there. Apparently, this is what was hanging by the fence outside the bushes of the golf course. I showed you that image before, but here's another rough picture of Ryan Ruth right there. And there's just more and more things coming out about this guy. Apparently, he was actively working with Ukraine, recruiting Afghan special forces to go fight with them. He was working within the U.S. government. How was he working within the U.S. government that was allowing him to do this? This is absolutely insane. Here's a recent post. Hold on a second. A recent post on X where he says, World War III, let's go, people. I am ready to go to Ukraine and fight and die for the kids and families of Ukraine. We cannot all sit around and do nothing. We need to flood Ukraine with citizens from around the globe for a massive civilian army. That's what that was. Holy macadamia nut. He says, someone respond to me and let's do it. My God. You know, I don't like to blame the accountability of individuals on outside external forces, but it seems almost abundantly clear. It seems almost abundantly clear that this guy is a byproduct of, again, I've said this many, many times, propaganda is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. You take somebody who's already on the brink of losing it, who has a diminished capacity, zero ability to think for himself, which is abundantly clear, and then you get things like this. Here's a post on April of 2022 where he says, your campaign should be called something like CADAF, Keep America Democratic and Free. The @ symbol is at President Biden, President of the United States. And then he goes on to say, Trump should be MASA, Make Americans Slaves Again, Master. Democracy is on the ballot, and we cannot lose. We cannot afford to fail. The world is counting on us. Let me get out of the way here. The world is counting on us to show the way. Holy macadamia nut. My fellow Americans, This is living proof right here. If this doesn't prove, oh my God, this is unbelievable. Okay, I want to share. This is an actual law enforcement official. Check this out.
Coordination. Now, local law enforcement, their primary mission is to enforce local laws and state laws. But you have jurisdictions that are rather large, as in this case with Palm Beach County and Martin County. They have personnel that are specially trained in SWAT tactics, in emergency management, and so this is nothing new to them. This is part of their responsibility, coordinating with the Secret Service and other agencies when there's a dignitary involved. So, this is not something that has not been done before. This is part and parcel of what the law enforcement function is, and that's cooperating with other agencies and giving your resources to them when it is necessary.
Randy, I also want to talk about maybe the dangers.
There he is, folks. There he is, folks. That's Ryan Ruth right there. There he is. Ryan Wesley Ruth. All I can say right there is yikes. That's all I can say. I'll get a closer image of him, but yeah, this is Ryan Ruth right here on Instagram. He looks like the perfect individual to take advantage of, the perfect individual who probably doesn't have a critical thinking molecule in his entire anatomy. This is absolutely scary right here. This is the guy right here. And I want to go back to this because I think this is extremely important. I think this is extremely important because shame on the fake, woke, leftist, pro-Marxist media that has engaged in nothing short of election interference. They were supposed to tone down the temperature. They have gone after Trump. It makes me so angry. They have gone after Trump day and night, 24/7, 365, calling him Hitler, a threat to democracy. I just saw an ad on YouTube from Bernie Sanders where he literally said, we have to stop Trump. Trump is a threat to democracy. And this is the second guy in less than 2 months who's taking all this garbage seriously, taking all this propaganda seriously. I mean, it's right there in black and white. Trump should be called Massa. And he says democracy is on the ballot. We cannot lose. We cannot afford to fail. The world is counting on us to show the way. What else can you call that, folks? There's blood on your hands pushing up Daisies Pelosi. There's blood on your hands, Bernie Sanders. There's blood on your hands, Chuck the Buck Schumer. There's blood on your hands, Kamala Harris. There's blood on your hands, Joe Biden. You guys did this. Your rhetoric, your propaganda produced and spawned these mindless, brainless, thoughtless minions. This is all your fault. 100%. You guys should all be charged with murder, attempted murder. Pelosi, Kamala, Biden, Schumer. The FBI is probably going to come after me for saying this. I don't give a rat's ass. This is all your fault. It's all your fault. Oh my God, it just makes me so mad. Look at this lunatic. I mean, look at this lunatic. Are you kidding me right now? This guy's an absolute lunatic. Oh, it makes me so angry. It makes me so angry. Caitlin Collins posts that the person detained connected to the incident at Trump International Golf Club, according to a law enforcement source, Secret Service fired at the suspect, according to multiple sources, and a long gun has been recovered. Officials believe an armed individual attempted to target Trump. If this claim by CNN is true, it means that Trump, who's consistently being accused of inciting violence, will have been the target of 2 assassination attempts in 2 months. Unprecedented? Extreme, virulent, anti-Trump rhetoric is responsible for this. That is a fact. It is all a byproduct of this propagandist machine that is fueled by Obama, Clinton, Soros, and the entire left Marxist cabal. It's a fact. These minions, we have never, ever, ever said, anything like, oh gosh, they're Hitler. We never said things like that. The other side never said things like that. This is an absolute tragedy. Thank you, Jim Barron, for the gifting the new membership. 2 of them. Thank you so much, Jim Barron. You are amazing. What do you guys think? Angie Warren, good to see you. Angie Warren says facts. I mean, you call somebody Hitler enough, somebody's going to take you serious. Thank you, MG. MG says Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Joyless Reed, CNN, all of them, all contributing to this. Kamala Harris, 100%. 100%. This is such a tragedy. Such an absolute tragedy. Alleged Trump golf course attacker Ryan Ruth was found hiding in the bushes, armed with an AK-47, equipped with a scope, carrying 2 backpacks, and wearing a GoPro, according to law enforcement sources, in case you're just joining us. Secret Service agents who were 1 hole ahead of Trump noticed the suspect while scoping out the area. When shots rang out, agents swiftly tackled Trump to the ground for his safety. According to the Secret Service, the agents fired 4 shots at the suspect. The FBI is now investigating the case as an attempted assassination. If you're just joining us, marking the 2nd attempt on Trump in the past 2 months. This guy looks like an absolute deranged lunatic. That's what this guy looks like. This guy looks like look at that smile. This guy looks like an absolute deranged lunatic. Does that look like the kind of guy that you want to go watch a basketball game with? Does that look like the kind of guy that you want to go have a picnic with? You want to invite this guy to your birthday party? This guy looks like a deranged lunatic. He's galvanizing American citizens. I mean, if this isn't the exact consequence of the fake propagandist machine known as the woke anti-American media, I don't know what is. This guy actually took all of the garbage that the DOJ, President Biden, Blinken, Obama, he took all that garbage seriously, that this was the right thing to do, to send all of our tax-paying dollars over to Ukraine to fight this forever war, over $200 billion. This guy, he tries to recruit American citizens. I'm only taking serious soldiers. I'm only taking serious people. This guy is an exact byproduct of the propagandist machine. It is so unbelievably sad. And then there's this absolute vermin right here. Holy mackerel, you got to see this. She's probably already deleted it. Let's see. Oh, no, she hasn't deleted it. Oh, okay. So she hasn't deleted it. Everybody should go to this account and absolutely troll this vermin right here, because that's all she is. She is absolute vermin. How many of you guys seen this? This woman is absolute vermin. Rachel Vinman just posted this on X. If you haven't already, one of my mods, leave a link in the comments for my X account. You got to follow me on X, because I post so much stuff on there that I can't post anywhere else. I don't post videos on X. The only videos I post is here, but you kind of get another side of Nez, another side of Nez Nation, because a lot of the people in the chat right now follow me there as well, and we're all connected. This scoundrel, who I don't even know who she is, I'm almost like a little reticent to give her free. I'm almost a little reticent to give her free airplay, but she actually had the audacity to post this. No ears were harmed. Carry on with your show, your Sunday afternoon. Is that disgusting or is that disgusting? First, so this is kind of a detail here. First report of shots fired at 1:30. Units sealed off the area. Suspect jumped out of bushes. This is the guy right here. It's an absolute. I mean, this guy looks like an absolute psychopath. Holy mackerel! This is insane right here. I'm going to try to find some more breaking news on this. But yeah, Rachel Vinman, I can't believe you. You should be ashamed of yourself. This is the left, you guys. This is what we're up against. She says no ears were harmed. Carry on with your Sunday afternoon. And then look at this. She says this right after she gets a ton of pushback. She actually has the audacity to post this. What an absolute vermin this is. Vermin. She actually has the audacity to post this right afterwards. She goes, sorry you're triggered. I mean, no, I'm not. I don't care a little bit. This is who we're up against. This is who we're up against. I have no idea who she is. I could honestly care less. I honestly don't. I honestly don't care at all who she is. It doesn't make an ounce of difference to me who she is, but she's making the rounds, kind of going viral because she said these awful, awful, awful things. Absolutely awful. The truth of the matter is, my friends, my fellow Americans, when you call someone a Nazi for long enough, the mentally deranged and spiritually wicked will find it not only acceptable, but a responsibility to go after that person. This guy felt like it was a mission. You don't type something like this, okay? You don't type something like this without calling, this is what he posted not that long ago. You don't post something like this without feeling like you're on some kind of a mission, that this is incumbent upon you to do your duty. It's just absolutely insane. I am absolutely beside myself. And do you think that the fake woke mafia media will change? You think they'll change their tactics? You think they'll lower the temperature? You think they'll actually, for once in their lives, accept responsibility, accountability, and maybe take a look in the mirror and say, you know what? After doing a little bit of research on this guy, I mean, I've been able to find out more about this guy than CNN, ABC, CBS, all of them put together in the last, 2 hours, hour and a half that this incident happened. How many people think they're going to stop? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you actually think the fake woke mafia is going to stop? This guy looks like an absolute cuckoo bird. And it is beyond scary. And they're not going to do anything about it. You can almost tell that they're not going to do anything about it. Here's a post in February of 2022 by Ryan Ruth saying, we cannot stand by while Russia invades Ukraine. Every human across the world should be outraged and be racing to Ukraine to stand for democracy and peace. I plan to fly there and stand with Ukraine. It is worthy of World War III. Putin starting a war is unacceptable. We must fight. So imagine you start another forever war, which again, the Democrats have had control of the government for 12 of the last 16 years. You start another forever war. You spread this unceasing, deceitful, decrepit, reprehensible, vile propaganda that you're actually doing this under the guise of righteousness. You're doing this because this is the right thing to do. You're doing this because democracy is on the mantle. You're doing this because we must stop the tyranny and evil of Putin, which, by the way, I believe 100% when Trump says there's no way they would have attacked if I was there. I believe that 1 billion percent. And I also take his word that on day one, he even said, as while I'm president-elect, even before I take office, he's going to end this war and he's going to stop the mayhem that's happening in the Middle East. I believe that 100%. He said he's going to do that as president-elect. That's what he said. This guy, there's going to be some lunatics out there. There's going to be some lunatic. Matthew Thomas Crooks, another lunatic. The only question that I have, and I'm not going to go out on a limb and say this, although it seems, not too far-fetched after what we've seen happen in the last 18 months. It seems to me that the question that remains, because there's no doubt that this guy's an absolute lunatic, but the question that remains, and it's the hardest question to swallow, did this guy act alone? What do you guys think? That's the question. Did Ryan Ruth, this guy right here that you see on your screen, this is the suspect that they have in custody. We don't know what he's going to be charged with. We don't know what his charges consist of. We don't know anything yet. But the question remains, did he act alone? That's the key. Did he act alone? It's almost, you'd have to almost be, you'd almost have to have your head buried in the sand to think. So here's something, again, and I don't want to jump to major conclusions here. Here's what I want to say about that. And I'm kind of shocked. Maybe it's better I play this first, because I'm kind of shocked that they actually said this. I'm a little bit shocked that they actually said this, but here's some footage right here from that press conference that literally didn't make an ounce of sense when they talked about the president's detail. Now, before I play this clip, you might have missed this if you already watched this, but before I play this clip, ask yourself this question. How did this guy get to the fifth hole of Trump's golf course from his black SUV, looking the way he does, with an AK-47, which is not a small assault rifle, with a scope, with a GoPro, with a backpack, and what appeared to be some other resources? One looked like almost like a shovel. I don't even know. How did he get that close? Check out this clip right here and what they say about the president's Secret Service detail.
How was this able to happen? And for future reference, is there any obscurity of the golf course?
Well, you got to understand the golf course is surrounded by shrubbery. So when somebody gets into the shrubbery, they're pretty much out of sight.
Wait. Time out. The golf course is surrounded by shrubbery. Oh my God, this is making me so angry. Am I the only one that this is absolutely causing another volcanic liquid hot magma to pour through your chest like it's doing to me right now? The golf course is surrounded by shrubbery. So if you get into the shrubbery, you're invisible, he says? We're talking about a former president of the United States of America, and in all likelihood, a future 47th president of the United States of America, on his very own golf course, only 60 days after an attempt on his life. And you're going to tell me that you had no visibility on this guy because of some shrubs? Am I nuts, Nez Nation, my fellow Americans? Am I crazy, or does that sound unbelievably asinine and incompetent, so much so that it reeks of conspiracy? Listen, there's even more. Listen to what else he says.
All right. And at this level that he is at right now, he's not the sitting president. If he was, we would have had this entire golf course around it.
Oh my God, I'm going to throw this TV, I'm going to throw this monitor outside the window right now as we speak. He's not the sitting president. If he was, we would have the entire perimeter surrounded. I mean, is anybody listening to this and just going, what in the... I mean, what is going on here? This guy, this is unbelievable. This is sickening. This is causing physical illness to me right now. You mean to tell me that this guy, who is a former president of the United States, the highest office in the land, served 4 years at the executive branch, one of 46 in the history of our country, and he did a damn good job of it. And he's in all likelihood going to be the future 47th president of the United States. And you're telling me because he's not a sitting, we don't even have a sitting president. Where's Biden? Biden's on the beach somewhere. Biden's ripening in some vine, in some orchard in Delaware and Virginia Beach, for crying out loud. He's about to ripen and fully mature. He's about to turn into dust. We don't have a sitting president. This is as close to a sitting president as you have right now. And you're going to tell me that if he was the sitting president, that's your excuse? You'd have the whole perimeter surrounded? That, my fellow Americans, is utter BS. 100%.
But because he's not, the security is limited to the areas that the Secret Service deems possible. So I would imagine that the next time he comes to the golf course, there'll probably be a little bit more people around the perimeter.
Oh, the next time he comes to a golf course, there'll be a little bit more people. You mean it takes 2 assassination attempts, not one, on a former president of the United States? It takes 2? How many if you get 3 or 4? Do you actually get security who know what they're doing and who are competent? Oh, probably next time. Next time we try to, it's almost like, I mean, listen to this. This is insane.
So I would imagine that the next time he comes to the golf course, there'll probably be a little bit more people.
You almost feel like he slipped there. I would imagine the next time somebody tries to assassinate him, which is probably going to be coming up, ladies and gentlemen, they're probably going to try it again. I would imagine that, maybe we'll have somebody in the bushes. Maybe we'll have somebody in the shrubs. I mean, this is real? Is this real right now? It's insanity. It is pure, unadulterated insanity. If you're just joining us right now, we have a suspect. Ryan Ruth is the suspect. Another assassination attempt on President Trump just happened today. Could this have, it's funny because I don't want to get too deep into the deep state. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds here with conspiracy, but the timing of this, again, seems very, very bizarrely impeccable. Nate Silver's polling results, one of the most respected pollsters out there, just came out with Trump's leading on all swing states, nationally, popularly, electoral college, the popular vote, every aspect you can imagine. He's ahead. There's reports that Kamala Harris was yelling at her staff, throwing things across the room because she didn't even get a slight bump after her supposed win, which you guys know what I think. She didn't win jack. All she did was lie and lie and lie. Then she gave some utterly useless interview with some local ABC affiliate, which I did a video on, which was an absolute catastrophe. Because anytime she's not scripted, anytime she's off teleprompter, she literally sounds like somebody who's had 5 bottles of wine and is running for mayor of Pee Wee Herman's playground. It's just absolutely insanity. It's absolutely insanity. So the timing of this is not something that we should ignore. The timing of this is strange to say the least. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, to say something like this To say that I'm willing to fly to Ukraine and DIE for its people and everyone around the globe should do the same. Come on, people. That's living proof that propaganda works on people like this. That's living proof that propaganda works on people like this. Holy macadamia nut. 2 assassination attempts, my fellow Americans, 2 impeachments, 4 trials, and he took a bullet for democracy. This man is sacrificing everything to save America. Everything. I hope you're paying attention. I hope you know what to do at the ballot box. If he makes it there, God, please, let's all do a small prayer, a large prayer. Let me take that back. For our president, President Trump. Please pray for Trump. Okay, so there's, let me see here. It looks like President Trump just arrived on Trump Force One. I already showed you where he said, I'm safe, I'm well. It's what's really strange is that he said he was his choice in 2016. So what changed? While you were my choice in 2016, I and the world hoped that President Trump would be different. But we were all greatly disappointed. It seems you're getting worse and devolving. I will be glad when you are gone. I don't know how long he'd been planning this. Maybe he was spurned on by, God, I mean, it's so scary to talk about this, but maybe he was spurned on by Matthew Thomas Crooks. I don't know. This is what was found by the fence. You have a couple of backpacks, an AK-47 with a scope, a GoPro hanging on the fence there on the left. It's just scary stuff, folks. Scary, scary stuff. This makes 2020, when we were going through a pandemic and another heated election, very, very heated election, this makes 2020 look like an absolute cakewalk. What's happened in 2024? It makes 2020 look like an absolute cakewalk. The FBI has confirmed this was a second assassination attempt, so they have deemed it officially a second assassination attempt. Experts warned this would happen again. We need to know why this keeps happening. We need to know why. An investigation is not enough. We need the utmost in transparency. And I would say this. If you are, look, we need to come together as Americans. I mean, we have to come together as Americans. There's no doubt about it. We have to come together. I mean, we absolutely have to come together as Americans. And here's what I would say. I don't care if you're a leftist. I don't care if you're voting for Kamala Harris. I don't care if you're a liberal. But the language from you guys, it needs to stop right now, immediately. From all press rooms, all news corporations, all national television networks, and all partisan activists. It's got to stop. Using this genocidal, hyper pregnant with vitriol and hate, these inferences in language, calling him a threat to democracy, and saying Trump wants violence. It's not even true. It's not even true that he wants violence. He doesn't want violence. He supports law and order. He wants to refund the police, not defund them. You're giving unstable people. This guy is unstable. You're giving unstable people permission to take violent action. It needs to stop. A brand new update. Ukraine loyalist and Trump shooter Ryan Ruth ran a website attempting to recruit Americans to fight. I'm going to share this real fast if you guys can see this. Apparently, he ran a website that was attempting to recruit Americans to fight for Ukraine. This was his website. The images that you're seeing right here. And this guy was a capital N nut job. I mean, he was a capital M nut job. There's no doubt about it, folks. Holy mackerel. we're seeing a lot more people come out, thank God, and say that this is just not right. A lot of people from the left are saying this is not right. Will it stop the propagandist machine? I doubt it. So, by the way, just to kind of, I want to cover this because this is so important. And by the way, ex-Navy SEAL and CEO of Blackwater is calling on Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to take control of the investigation into the Trump assassination attempt from the feds. So that's kind of good news. A man with an AK-47 scope and a GoPro, potentially to film himself going after the president and unaliving him. He was hiding in the bushes, planning on unaliving Trump while he was golfing today. He was able to flee the scene. Think about that, my fellow Americans. The only reason he was caught on the interstate was thanks to a witness, not the Secret Service, not law enforcement, not the people who are actually, by the way, if I'm not the only one, let me know in the comments. We need to have an actual private, armed, ex-Navy SEAL, ex-veteran. We need to have an actual real. Am I the only one who thinks this? Where are the muscle-bound ex-Navy SEALs, pro-American, pro-democracy, pro-freedom, civil liberties, patriots out there? We need to have a private armed guard security for Trump and nothing less. That's what we need. Am I the only one who thinks this? Yes, let's all pray for Trump. I'm going to end with this. As we know more, I will be coming out with more information. We need to pray for this man. He needs it badly. I will be keeping you informed. Make sure you sign up for our free newsletter down below. I will be keeping you informed on all the latest. Again, if you're just joining us, Donald Trump was the intended target of the shots fired at Trump International Golf Club. Agents opened fire on a man who was at the Trump International Golf Course named Ryan Wesley Root, however you say that. Officials believe the shots fired were intended for the president. Sources said the Secret Service spotted a suspicious individual on the Trump International Golf Course, West Palm Beach, and opened fire when agents saw what appeared to be the barrel of a gun. Senator Lindsey Graham says he spoke with Trump after the incident, just spoke with the president. He is one of the strongest people I've ever known. He's in good spirits, and he is more resolved than ever to save our country. Of course, because he's American badass. He's exactly who we need, period. As more information comes out, I will be giving you the latest. As more information breaks, you know that I will be giving you all the latest updates. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'm praying for you, President Trump. We love you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless everybody who's watching. I don't know where we go from this. I don't know what we do now. I'm so happy to hear that he's in good spirits because I can tell you right now, just being 100% transparent and honest, I myself right now am anything but in good spirits right now. I'm deeply troubled. Deeply troubled. I can't believe this is what our country has come from. I just can't believe this is what's happened to our country. We can disagree. We can get into all sorts of arguments. We can have a difference of opinions, but this is out of control. This is not us. This is not America. This is not what we're all about. I've said this many, many times, and I will say this again. I don't attack people. I attack ideas. I love my fellow Americans, even the ones who are completely disagreeing with me. I think you're all nuts, but I know that those are just nutty ideas, and I know they're just byproducts of this heavily controlled, fortified, well-funded propagandist apparatus called the fake woke left mafia media. It's a mafia. It's a criminal organization. There's no doubt about that. Look at what they're capable of. And so I'm begging that all of us rise above this, pray for those who actually are chagrined about this not going out the way that they wanted it to. Pray for all of those who actually wanted this to happen. They wanted the president to be, I can't even say the words. Pray for America. Pray for America. My fellow Americans, I love you guys so much. Nez Nation, my fellow Americans. It gives me great strength to hear that President Trump is in good spirits. It gives me great strength to hear that our leader, the one who is going to take our country in the right direction, take our country back and make America great again. It gives me hope. It gives me inspiration. And I've said this once and I'll say it again. I don't believe the polls, even though the polls will say, hey, he's up, he's this, he's that. I don't believe the polls. Remember what happened in 2016. I implore you, my fellow Americans, I beseech you, take everybody you know, grab them by the neck, grab them by the collar, your cousin, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, your vegetable grandfather on the couch, on the recliner, your dog, your cat, take them all down to the ballot box in November. Galvanize your community, get people together, be proactive, advocate, start at the local level. I promise you it will make a difference. It will make an impact. We need to all be there in droves at the voting booth in November. It cannot just be too big to rig. It has to be impossible to rig. Our Constitution, our very country itself is dependent upon that. So stay tuned. I love you guys so much. I will keep you up to date on everything. Check out our latest video that I posted today. It is phenomenal. And as always, may God bless you. May God bless President Trump. And may God